because it's not like the most glamorous, it's nothing like that, but it's something I use every day. It never leaves my counter in my kitchen. I use it for cutting open packaging, breaking down cardboard. You know, we get so many deliveries every day, as a lot of us are getting a lot of deliveries to our house. I use it at holiday when I'm decorating presents to be able to cut through wrapping paper. You know, I always try to use that half scissor thing where you sheet it through the paper. You can't do that with carpeting. You can't do that with leather. It's called the Worx Zip Snip. All right, huge customer pick on hsn.com. I have recommended this to almost everybody I know out there. We get tons of people of our Facebook friends that order it and love it. It is the easiest thing you will ever use. And for those of you that are seniors and have issues with your hands, I will tell you that this thing is amazing. So there's a lot of different ways you can use it. I love it for just cutting paper. So you know the problem with paper is paper, wrapping paper is very flimsy and you gotta be real careful with scissors. If you come in close, you'll see all I do, there's a button there and then I squeeze the bottom. When I squeeze those at the same time, it activates that perpetually sharpened rotary blade. There is a little stone right here. You can almost see it right there at the bottom. That goes against the blade and it sharpens the blade as it spins. So what that means is the blade never, ever gets dull. So if I'm cutting, whether it's through paper or cardboard, you just gotta get it started. There you go. Whether it's paper or cardboard or whatever I'm cutting through, it goes right through with a nice even strip. I'll do one more for you. And I can turn it, I can go, look at this, I can go S direction. It doesn't matter. Look at that, all right? It is perfect every single time. If it only did paper, I would absolutely love it, but it will help you to break down cardboard as well. Here's just regular cardboard box, start at the bottom, and goes right through. Absolutely no problem. You missed that, I'll do it again. You see how fast I can go through this? That is how fast it cuts through cardboard. It goes through cardboard. I don't want to do all my demos, but I will do my last one before I hand it off to my good friend, Matt Davis. This is one of my old leather belts, okay? I wasn't real crazy about it. It's kind of faded and beat up, but this is a leather belt. I want to show you how it goes. And look at how thick, that is thick leather. Watch this, you ready? Right through it, right? And I will just keep on going, right through, doesn't tear it, goes right through that leather. I'll do a little bit of an angle cut to show you. Can you see the top? Look at how, this is leather. It goes through anything. We are already crazy busy. I know it's I said Matt Davis, but today it's Lou Caputo. Sorry, Lou. Sometimes it's Matt, sometimes it's you. But I should have known it's Lou. He's been here all day.
It's Matt when I'm on vacation.
Yeah, when you're on vacation. But Lou, I know this is not a cheap item, but I will tell you from using it, some of the best money I've ever spent at HSN is on this tool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, you know, and there's so many people out there that are tired of using box cutters to cut their cardboard or carpet. There, you know, people who can't use scissors anymore because they've got arthritis in their hands, or maybe they just never had the hand strength to cut through some things. And that's where the Zip Snip comes in. And Guy, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the thing I use mine most for is breaking down cardboard all the time, wrapping paper you were just talking about, and these guys right here. And I'm talking about if you got anything that comes in one of these clamshell cases, you know, at Christmas time, we get so many of these. Watch this. All I'm going to do is start my Zip Snip, and I'm just going to go right down the side here. Boom. Took that whole side off of that like it was nothing. Look at that. Now I've got full access. Let me grab a leather belt real quick, because I always think, whoops, there goes that belt. It's just running away on me here. But I always think like the leather belts are really impressive, especially if you're a crafter. You are absolutely going to love this, because remember, essentially, let me see if I can turn this toward camera a little bit. I'll do it this way. It's more like a rotating razor blade that's going around in here. Wow. And I mean, if you look at this belt, Guy, this is a pretty thick belt. I mean, that's no joke right there. It cuts through this thing like a hot knife through butter. I know it's a hackneyed expression, but my gosh, it really applies here. Look at that. Over and over and over again. And it's easy. My hands don't hurt. Oh, and one other thing, Guy. You know how you said you press the button on this and then you grab the handle? Watch this. There's something I learned from using this, is that when I grab the handle, I press the button, I don't have to hold the button anymore.
What?
You just got to press it one time.
What? Why did I know that? Lou.
You learn. You learn things.
All right. Well, listen, we are already, I know, Lou, you know what, we've got a lot of people calling. You know what I love this for? I love this for anybody out there, and Lou, you know, it's a big part of our audience are people that have issues with their hands. And I know, you know, listen, my oldest brother, you know, he cuts hair for a living, and I know, you know, that is one of the hardest things you can do is use scissors all the time. Very difficult on your hands. My mother has tremors on one side. Very difficult for her to do stuff. She can squeeze things, but to actually put her hands in something. So if you're a senior out there, you can still cut stuff, all right? One of my favorite demos, Lou, if you don't mind, I know I'm stealing a lot of your thunder, but Lou and I are a team. We work together. Carpeting.
Go, buddy.
All right, so here you have basically indoor-outdoor carpeting. You all know, if I tried to cut this with scissors, it would be a mess. It wouldn't be even. You'd see shredding all over the place. Watch this. This is just carpeting, and I'm gonna go right through it. Watch this. It's crazy. Look at, I just went right through that carpet. I wanna show you the edge. Right through, there it is.
Beautiful.
Look at where the cut is on this carpet on the top. It is perfectly clean. All right, the bottom is from before, where it's frayed out a little bit, but that's what I just cut. It is perfectly clean. So whether it's that, you know, Lou, you talk about the clamshell packaging. Where did I put my cutter? So like, how would you open, they seal these things up, and then they fold the edge over, and then they press it with like probably some kind of heat sealing machine. These are impossible. You ever try to peel the corner? You don't have to do that.
No, you can't.
Take the zip snip, run it out either that way or this way. I'll go the long way, and just get it started, and boom, there it is. Ta-da! I mean, that alone, but Lou, you know, my favorite, the leather. You know, and it's funny because I remember, you know, if you've ever tried to shorten a belt, you can really muck it up badly, make it look terrible, right? It'll be all like jagged, it's very obviously you cut it. With this, you know, you could cut this, you could almost like you're a tailor, you could cut this straight across and then cut it on an angle, and then watch, cut it on an angle. And look, I just created the belt top, right? I didn't do a very good job, but you kind of understand exactly what I'm talking about there. Do that a little bit better, and then there.
It's great for crafters.
Yeah, I mean, it is so, I mean, it's very precise, Lou.
It is. Well, you know what, for me, so, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm finding that sometimes my hands just don't want to grip the way they used to. And, you know, like, so every Friday night at the Caputo house is pizza night. And when we have the pizzas, we got to break down these cardboard boxes because we recycle everything and we just don't have the room. But watch this. Instead of doing it the old-fashioned way where I'm breaking out a pair of scissors, the zip snip just shoots right through that cardboard. Watch this. I can go any which way I want on here. And it just goes right through that. Look at the cut that made right there. Just broke that right in half. So it's very, very easy to do. I don't care what your hand strength is. You know, you don't have to worry about it. Look at the way it just zips right through that. Boom. So easy to do. Anyone can use the zip snip. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the rechargeable battery in this for a second, okay? Because, Guy, I don't know about you, but I personally cannot remember the last time I charged my zip snip. No idea. We use it all the time. It lives on my kitchen counter.
You know why I'm laughing? Because that was my next thing. Do you know I've owned the zip snip. I bought it last year. And
never charged it.
And I never charged it. Now it's funny because after our last show, about it was like a month ago, I was like, just for, you know what, and giggles, I am gonna go over and I'm gonna plug it in and see what the battery is. It still had like one light left. So it was like still didn't need to be charged. I'm like, and I use it almost every day. And I think that's the thing that's so wonderful about this product is that, and I will tell you, if you've never bought anything from Home Shopping before, if you've never purchased with us but you like to watch, I will tell you with almost 100% assurity, this is a great first item to buy. It's everything that we're about. It makes life easy. It's a total do-it-yourself project helper, whether you're wrapping gifts, and you know, the time of year, Lou, you know, this is the perfect time of year as we're, you know, we're going through gift after gift. Already 500 people have picked it up, and those are gonna be 500 people that I hope will write a review. If you like to do stuff with your kids, how about this, your grandkids, but you can't even hold a pair of scissors. Get this, all right? It makes life so easy. And the fact that, I mean, Worx hit it out of the park. Oh, by the way, not a 1 year, not a 2 year, 3 year warranty. Who does that?
Crazy.
Who does that? On an electronics item, you're lucky you get 1 year, 3 years, and I expect to have mine forever. And the brilliance, really, Lou, will you talk a little bit about the self-sharpening feature?
Self-sharpening blade? Well, you know what? It's funny because, Guy, you know, the fact that it does that means that every single time I use it, it's going to be just as sharp as the last time. Whereas when I tried to cut wrapping paper with scissors, you know how people do that nice gliding thing if you got sharp scissors? If you don't have sharp scissors, you can't do that. And quite frankly, I can never cut a straight line. But watch this. Every single time I cut, with my zip snip, I know it's going to be sharp. I know it's going to be a straight line. Look at that, how easy that is. So no longer, look at these two pieces I just cut. I mean, they're absolutely perfect. No longer am I going to be dreading, you know, cutting, wrapping gifts at Christmas time. How about this? I got two hungry dogs at home, okay? They like to get on the HSN every once in a while too. But watch how easy this is to open. Instead of using a pair of scissors, I just come in here and this just glides right across the top of that. And now that bag is wide open, and I can reseal it because I didn't butcher the top of this when I did it. That's a big deal for me.
I was gonna make fun of my son Danny because he does that all the time. Like when I bring chips home, it's like, dude, did you actually use your teeth to open the bag? That's what I say to him all the time. But I'm just as bad as him. I get impatient. I try to open the bag this way, you know, by pulling the sides open, and it winds up ripping it. I learned, and I didn't start cutting bags, like potato chip bags and things like that, until I saw Lou do it. And I was like, why don't I use it for that? So now I've added another thing that I love to use it on. But again, you know, whether it's wrapping paper, whatever it is, I think, you know, it just makes life so easy. You know, I don't go super fast through here, but I can if I want to, if I get it, you know, if I get it going here, watch. I mean, I can go, that's so fast, even the camera couldn't catch it. Here, I'll open it up, I'll go one more time, watch how quick. I mean, you literally, you go right through it. And the cut is perfectly clean every single time. Paper's easy. You know, this is nothing for zip snip. Obviously, you know, if you're cutting cardboard, you know, breaking down boxes, goes right through cardboard just as well. If you're a crafter,
break it down.
I mean, no problem. Here's carpeting. Look, I got a real skinny piece of carpeting. I'm gonna utilize this. I'm gonna go right through the carpet. And that's harder to do. Watch. Right down the center. Look at that.
Yeah. Nice.
That is how easy. Look at the cut. Look at the cut right there. Do you see how sharp that is? It will go through virtually anything. I've got so many different materials here, but the clamshell packaging, I mean, goes through anything. 700 people already picked it up, Lou. I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Beautiful.
Keep going.
Well, yeah, so right here, this is a piece of turf, okay? You know, that fake turf that people like to put on their patios, and it's tough to cut. I'm gonna be honest with you. This stuff's almost impossible because it has a rubber backing on it, okay? So watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna take the zip snip, press that button, and watch the way this just glides right on through here, and I'm barely putting any pressure on this whatsoever. Boom. We got right through that piece there, and it's a perfectly straight cut. So if you're gonna be using this, you know, in your condo, if you wanna put this on your patio, it's gonna look absolutely perfect. And that's what this is gonna let you do. It's gonna let you make those cuts that you could never do before. Let me grab something else here. Oh, here's a piece of poster board. So if you're doing a project with the kids, or if you're a crafter, okay, and you gotta cut a whole bunch of these, look how quickly this will zip through there. But the other thing, I think Guy was kind of showing this a little bit earlier, is you can actually get this in here and you can kind of change directions on it. Look at that. And make nice little curves. Now look what I just did there. So I made this nice little wave on there. You know, and that's what you can do with this, is you can have fun with it. It's way easier than the scissors. It's way better than your mat knife has ever been. And you know, Guy, I keep going back to this, but the battery lasts forever, it seems. So when you're wrapping Christmas presents, don't even worry about it. Just keep going.
I feel like I'm home. I'm sitting at my kitchen table, and I'm going through mail, and I'm opening up boxes, I'm doing all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to show what Lou was saying, too. So if you want to turn it on an angle, you can. So if you're cutting, yeah, there you go. You see, if you're cutting on a curve, no problem. You could do that. My favorite demo is the belt. Problem is, I don't want to, I've only got so many old belts I want to get rid of, so I don't want to cut too much. But I'll show you again. Here's leather, and you know, Lou showed his, I think my belt might even be a little bit thicker than Lou's. This is an old school belt. All right, you can see it's real leather. And then all I do is I just come right underneath it, and it just goes right through. I mean, literally, cut after cut after cut. And you see how clean that is every single time? If you want one of these, all right, we got a couple of minutes remaining. Never needs sharpening, rechargeable, never needs batteries. Everybody in America or anywhere can use this product. It's easy. If you can hold something in your hand, not like scissors, where you got to put your finger in there and it hurts your fingers. This is simply a gentle squeeze. It'll go through anything. Lou, very busy. I know this is, now listen, I know people are looking, they're going, boy, that seems expensive for a cutter. When you get it home, you will understand that you'll probably have this for the next 10 to 20 years, all right? This thing is industrial.
So much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much more than just a cutter, because if you think about all the things you can use it for, you can use it for crafts, you can use it to break down cardboard boxes, you can use it to get into clamshell cases. I mean, these straps right here, anytime I get a big package and it comes with these packing straps on them, these things are just impossible to cut because the scissors always want to go sideways. Look at the way the zip snip just goes right through there, and I'm just letting the zip snip do the work as it goes through. What about this? This is a piece of vinyl flooring, okay? So if I want to put this, if I'm installing this and I need to make a straight line cut, look at how beautiful that does. It just glides right through there, and I get this perfect edge on here. It's the kind of thing you can't do with scissors or a mat knife. And then, of course, I go back to this, because I know Christmas is, believe it or not, right around the corner. When you get these clamshell cases, my friends, there is nothing easier. There's no way easier. Look at the way it just went right through there, put no force on that. Now I got full access to the little toy that's inside of this. I mean, this is just the most amazing tool, and I go back to this. It's going to replace your box cutter, it's going to replace your scissors, and it's going to be gentle on your hands when you use it.
And Lou, a lot safer than those box cutters.
There's that.
I don't even have a box cutter in my house anymore since I bought this. I'm like, why bother? I don't like those things that you could jab your finger trying to get into a drawer. This never needs sharpening. That wheel, as it spins, hits a little sharpening block every rotation, and that keeps it sharp forever. I've used mine a year. I have not charged it one time, and I use it every day. It's so funny because people come to my house, they're like, there it is. I'm like, it's always here. I love it. Top all-time products ever I've purchased here, and I owe a lot of that to my good friend Lou Caputo, who sold me on this the first time I used it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. If you would like it, 714-273. Mr. Caputo, as always, thank you for being a big part of my do-it-yourself show. I don't know a better do-it-yourselfer than my good friend Lou Caputo. Thank you, buddy, and thank you to Kelly. Kelly doing cameras.
No, I'm by myself today.